Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like over on Prizepicks for this week's NFL slate, the Week 15 Sunday slate. We're going to break down some props I like for the games on Sunday. Got 3 plays that I'm going to share in this video. We're going to talk about and we're going to break down. Now, before we do get started guys, as always, if you do enjoy these Prizepicks videos, if they do help you out, make sure to hit that like button down below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel and if you are new to Prizepicks, be sure to go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH when you do. And when you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and place your first lineup, you'll get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account that you can use to play additional lineups. Any money you win off those is credit, which you can continue to play with or you can withdraw. So go check out Prizepicks. Take advantage of that promo. Again, you get access to that promo when you sign up and use code NOAH. Now, I do also want to shout out Sleeper because we do have a partnership with Sleeper as well. Sleeper is also running a new promo for new users. It's their play $5, get $55 promo. This is definitely a good promo for someone who is a small bankroll player. If you're someone that doesn't have a lot of money to really put into this, if you just want to kind of put in 25, 30, 40 bucks, you don't really want to invest a bunch of money into this, I totally understand. You can sign up for Sleeper, make a deposit. I think the minimum deposit is $25. You deposit $25, play a $5 lineup even. If you lose that $5 lineup, Sleeper is going to give you $55 worth of free lineups. So it's 11 different $5 lineups that you can play. You can just play a bunch of different $5 lineups for free from Sleeper. You win any money off those, that's money that then is money you can play with. So go check out Sleeper, guys. Take advantage of this promo. Play $5, get $55. New promo Sleeper's running. Again, you get access to that when you sign up and use code NOAH. So make sure to go check out Sleeper, download their app. They have an app for both iPhone and Android. But yeah, guys, let's talk about the slate on Prizepicks and some props I'm liking for these games on Sunday. Do want to say that Prizepicks, they do have a free square for this week. It expires for the Chiefs and Browns game. This is a promo that's available for all people on Prizepicks, new users and existing users. So that's just another incentive to sign up for Prizepicks right now. Use this free square while it is still available. It goes away when that Chiefs-Browns game starts on Sunday. So take advantage of that too. But yeah, talking about the props I like for this week, first prop we're going to take a look at is going to be a prop on Jake Haener. And the prop that I like here is more than 194.5 pass plus rush yards. So Jake Haener is going to be making his first career start in the NFL on Sunday. We don't really have much of a sample of him because he's not really played much in the NFL. He did make an appearance, though, earlier this season against the Chargers. That was a game that Spencer Rattler started, but then really kind of struggled, and they wound up benching Rattler for Haener. Haener came in through 17 passes, completed 9 passes for 122 yards, also added on 2 rush attempts for 10 yards. I think the reason that I do like adding the pass plus rush yards for Haener is that he has shown a little bit of rushing upside. Now, I'm not expecting him to go out there and run for 50 yards, but I think he can probably give us 8, 10 rush yards, maybe more. Maybe he can get a scramble, break off a long run or something. In his 2 appearances this season, he has had 10 and 11 rush yards in the 2 games where he has thrown at least 5 pass attempts. So I think we're going to see Haener not only have to pass, but probably be able to run as well. This is a spot where you expect the Saints to probably be playing from behind. They're 7.5-point underdogs against the Commanders this week. The Commanders have been very good this season. They've been probably one of the biggest surprises, I think. The Commanders have shown an ability to put up points as well. They've been a really good offensive team. If the Commanders are putting up points on the Saints defense, which really shouldn't be a problem because the Saints defense has struggled this season, that's going to lead to more dropbacks most likely for Jake Haener. You look at his pass attempts line, that's set at 28.5. So clearly the sports books, they're expecting Haener to probably throw the ball 25 to 30 times here. And with that type of opportunity, that type of volume, I think we got a pretty good chance of getting 195 passing plus rush yards from Haener. I think there's a lot of ways he could go over this, whether it be just playing from behind, kind of forced to throw. Maybe he gets there in garbage time. Maybe he gets there with his legs. Let's say he only throws for 160 yards or something, but then he breaks off a long run and gets 35 rush yards. Really like this play on Jake Haener. I know it's a little bit tough to project a quarterback making his first NFL start, but it does seem like the books are kind of projecting him very low here. From what I've seen from Jake Haener, he doesn't look like just a complete scrub. I mean, he did throw for 2,600 yards in only 10 games at Fresno State in his last year at college. I don't think he's a bad quarterback. Is he an NFL caliber starting quarterback? Probably not, but is he a quarterback that's good enough to get us 195 pass plus rush yards? I think so. Also, like this game's being played at home. The Saints are playing at home in the Dome. I think it's a lot better for Haener to be playing in a Dome than like in a tough road environment. I think playing at home in the Dome is going to be better for him as well. Like this play on Jake Haener, going to take him for more than 194.5 pass plus rush yards. And I was looking at some sports books. DraftKings Sportsbook actually has his line set at 199.5. So we're getting a little bit of a lower line on Prizepicks compared to where the sports books are with Haener's pass plus rush yard line. I do like that as our first prop for Sunday. Now the next prop that I like is going to be on the other side of that game, and we're going to take a prop on Brian Robinson. And the one that I like here is Brian Robinson for more than 12.5 fantasy scores. So these props honestly kind of correlate a little bit. If the Saints get behind and are forced to throw, that's going to lead to obviously Jake Haener being able to get pass yards, rush yards, stuff like that. And if the Commanders are playing with a big lead, that's going to probably mean a lot of carries and a lot of opportunity for Brian Robinson. And Brian Robinson typically gets big-time volume in games that the Commanders get out to a big lead. Robinson is not a guy that gets a ton of opportunity in the passing game. You can see that with his receiving yards prop is set at 7.5. He's not a guy that really catches a bunch of passes. But in games where the Commanders get a lead, they will just feed the ball to Brian Robinson. And if you look at Robinson's workload last week, he had a big workload last week, and that was without Austin Eckler. And Austin Eckler, I think he's out for the season. So we can expect Brian Robinson to have a pretty big workload kind of the rest of the season. The Commanders don't really have any other good running backs that you're afraid of taking touches away from Brian Robinson. Like if you look at the other running backs on their roster, Jeremy McNichols, he has barely gotten much opportunity. Last week, he only got 6 carries. The week before that, he only got 3 carries. Chris Rodriguez, I'm pretty sure, didn't even play last week. So this is really, this is Brian Robinson's backfield. He's going to get all the opportunity here. He's going to get plenty of volume. Last week, he got 16 carries, ran for 103 yards and a touchdown. Also had 1 catch for 6 yards. That was without Austin Eckler. We also saw Brian Robinson play in a game earlier this season without Austin Eckler. It was their Week 4 game against the Cardinals. In that game, Brian Robinson had 21 carries for 101 yards and a touchdown, also had 3 catches for 12 yards. So Robinson has had a big workload in the games he's played without Eckler this season. I don't see any reason for that to change here, especially with the Commanders being good, big favorites in this game. And you look at Robinson's prop lines. I mean, he's got a 77.5 rush yards line. Again, 7.5 receiving yards. He's projected for about 90 yards total. So let's say he gets 90 yards total. That's 9 fantasy points. Let's say maybe he catches 1 pass. That would be 10 fantasy points. And then you got to think about touchdown potential. Robinson's a pretty heavy favorite to score a touchdown this week. Hence why his touchdown prop is a goblin on Prizepicks, because the odds are favoring the over. It's more likely to happen. Not saying that Robinson is guaranteed to score a touchdown, but it's more likely that he scores a touchdown, which is why his touchdown prop is set as a goblin. And if Robinson gets into the end zone, he's going to have a very good chance of going over 12.5 fantasy score. Pretty sure he's gone over this line in every single game this season where he has scored a touchdown. I think there might have been 1 game against Cincinnati. He only had 33 yards, got into the end zone. Yeah, I think that's like the only game this season where he has scored a touchdown and not gotten 12.5 fantasy points. So if Robinson gets into the end zone, he should have a very good chance of going over this line. Even if he doesn't score a touchdown here, he could still be really efficient on the ground in this matchup, because if you look at the Saints this season, they're giving up 5 yards per carry, which is tied for the most in the league. The Saints are also giving up the 5th most fantasy points to running backs. So the matchup's great here for Robinson. There's a lot of boxes you can check in this spot. I think this line of 12.5 looks too low. The projections that I actually look at, I like to compare DFS projections back to Prizepicks, and the fantasy point projections that I look at have Robinson projected for around 15 fantasy points. So I think Prizepicks setting their line at 12.5 looks a bit low. This line was actually at 12 earlier today. It got bumped up to 12.5, but I still like it at 12.5. I think this line should probably be like 13.5, if not 14. This line definitely feels too low to me. So like that is our second prop for Sunday. Brian Robinson, more than 12.5 fantasy score. And then the last prop that I like is a prop on Josh Downs. And we're going to take Josh Downs for less than 7.5 targets. So Josh Downs, you look at his splits this season, he's had some really big games this year, but a lot of his big games have come with Joe Flacco at quarterback. So you can actually take a look at his stats with Flacco and then without Flacco, and it's a very drastic difference, especially in terms of his volume and the targets he's getting. So in the games that Josh Downs played with Joe Flacco, he had 9, 12, 9, 9, and 10 targets. So he went over this line in all 5 games he played with Joe Flacco this season. If you look at the games he's played with Anthony Richardson, he's only had 5, 3, 9, 5, and 7 targets. So he's under this line in 4 out of 5 games with Anthony Richardson. And it makes sense because Joe Flacco is more of a pocket passer. He's a guy that can get the ball out quickly, whereas Anthony Richardson is more of a guy that's going to take deep shots. He's going to scramble a lot. He's going to run the ball a lot. He's a dual threat quarterback. The Colts pass game, they were a lot more pass heavy when they had Joe Flacco. With Anthony Richardson behind center, the Colts are a lot more willing to run the ball. They're a lot more willing to run read options. Let Anthony Richardson use his legs. So we're just not going to see the Colts throw the ball as much as they would if they had Joe Flacco. In the last 2 games with Anthony Richardson, we've seen Downs just not really be able to get as many targets. 5 targets against the Jets, 7 targets against the Lions. Just hasn't really seen the same type of volume with Richardson as he was getting with Downs. And this is not like the best spot for the Colts. They're going on the road to face the Broncos in a tough environment, playing in Denver. I think this is probably a spot where the Colts, maybe the Colts get behind and they're forced to throw. But even in scenarios like that, you're still not going to see Anthony Richardson throw the ball like 40 times. He's just not that type of quarterback. Typically, Anthony Richardson throws the ball like 25, 30 times a game. His pass attempts line is set at 28.5. And if Richardson has, probably 30 pass attempts or less, there's a very good chance that Josh Downs is going to have less than 7.5 targets. And if you look at Downs' prop lines this week, you look at his just kind of receptions prop. His receptions prop on Prizepicks is set at 4.5, but it's a demon, which means the odds on that going over are not as high, which is why they're giving you, a boosted payout for that. So with Downs having a 4.5 receptions prop, I think this 7.5 targets line is a bit high. I feel like if Downs, goes under his receptions, he's very likely to go under his targets as well. And there are definitely scenarios where Downs could still get like 5 receptions but go under 8 targets. You actually look this season in games where Downs has had 5 receptions or less. So Downs has had 5 receptions or less in 5 games this season. He's under this targets line in 4 out of those 5 games. So just given where Downs' lines are set at this week, his receiving yards, his receptions, I feel like this targets line of 7.5 is a bit high. I think this line should probably be like 6.5 or 7. I think 7.5 looks a bit high here. Again, you just look at his splits this season with Anthony Richardson compared with Joe Flacco, and it's very, very drastic. Downs has been much better with Joe Flacco. Michael Pittman has actually been a lot better with Anthony Richardson, and Michael Pittman's been the guy that's getting a lot of the targets with Richardson. So far this season with Richardson at quarterback, Downs is actually 3rd on the team in targets. Michael Pittman has led the team in targets with Richardson, and I'm pretty sure Alec Pierce has actually had more targets than Josh Downs has had when Anthony Richardson has been behind center. But I'm going to pull that up just to confirm that. But I was looking at it earlier, comparing like Richardson's targets with Joe Flacco, and yeah, I think on this season he's 3rd in terms of targets. Let's take a look at this real quick. So yeah, with Richardson at quarterback, his target distribution, Michael Pittman 56 targets, Alec Pierce 35, Downs 30. So Downs has been 3rd on the team in targets with Richardson at quarterback. He's just not getting the same type of volume. So that's what I like, guys, is our 3 props for Sunday. Technically 4 props if you want to include the Patrick Mahomes free square. Again, take advantage of that while it's on Prizepicks. It goes away on Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern when the Browns and Chiefs game starts, so play that while it's available. But these are the 3 plays that I like for Sunday. Jake Haener, more than 194.5 pass plus rush yards. Brian Robinson, more than 12.5 fantasy score. Josh Downs, less than 7.5 targets. So you guys are going to be telling me on these 3 plays for Sunday. Let's try and go 3-0 here. Hit all 3 of these plays. As always, I do appreciate your guys' support on these Prizepicks videos. Make sure to hit that like button down below if you did enjoy. Hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, go sign up for Prizepicks. Use that promo code NOAH. When you sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code, you get $50 in promo funds instantly added to your account when you place your first lineup. So go check out Prizepicks if you guys have not yet. And I just saw that the Jake Haener line just got bumped up 2 yards. That's annoying, obviously. Gets bumped as I'm recording this video. I think it's still okay to play, though, at 196.5. But yeah, you can see I'm giving you guys the value. The lines are getting bumped as I'm recording these videos. I'm trying to get them out as quick as I can. But yeah, that's all I got, guys. Good luck. We'll see you in the next video.